Hello and welcome to It's Only Electric. It's time for a quick review, test drive of the new Renault 5. We are in Stockholm at the official Swedish press event or press release or press test drive of the Renault 5 here in this nice pearl or metallic green color. It's a really popping color. You can also get it in this bright yellow color, and I really like the colors. It really suits this kind of a compact car.
It's only electric.
It's one of the most compact EVs on the market yet. It measures 3.9 meters in total length with a wheelbase of 2.5. And Renault is also working on keeping the weight as low as possible. So the curb weight actually starts from just below 1,400 kilograms. That's for the small battery pack. The big pack, as this Techno version has a capacity of 52 kilowatt hours, and that one weighs just about 1.5 tons. So that's light for being an EV. R5 is built on Renault's new electric platform called Ampere. It's for small EVs, and it comes in two main versions. One with a small battery pack of 40 kilowatt hours net capacity and a WLTP range of 312 kilometers, 120 horsepower. The bigger version has a net capacity of 52 kilowatt hours, 150 horsepower, so a bit more powerful motor, and the WLTP range of the big pack is 410 kilometers. So the difference is almost 100 kilometers when it comes to actual range. Charging though also differs. Charge port is manual, of course, placed here at the left front fender. The small pack has a top speed of 80 kilowatts, 10 to 80% in around 30 minutes, whilst the big pack tops out at 100 kilowatts for DC charging. When it comes to home charging, same specs for both versions, 11 kilowatts, 3-phase support. So unfortunately, you can't get it with the old 22 kilowatt home charging. That would have been a great thing to have. It comes in 3 different trim levels, where the entry level is called Evolution. It has the small battery pack and the small motor. The other 2 is called Techno and Iconic 5, where both of them have the big battery pack, more horsepower. So this one is the Techno version, comes with these rims, in this case 18-inch, 195, 55 Continental Eco Contact 6 tires, so same setup all around. It's front wheel drive, so with a permanent magnet motor here to front, putting out 150 horsepower, as I mentioned, 245 newton meters of torque, a top speed of 150 kilometers per hour, and it does 0 to 100 in 8 seconds flat. And the front fascia of the Renault 5. This is a iconic design, and this is why people will stop and look at the car. And we see it already. People are really staring at the car, partly due to the color, but also due to its cuteness and boldness when it comes to the exterior design. A lot of retro design elements like the square shapes, also a square shape inside of the headlight unit, and all the French details. French flag, Le Cuc, the rooster, also represented in different places, for instance on top of the windshield. It is built in France. It's a French, European car built in north of France in Electric City, and that includes the battery pack. So interesting to have fully European alternatives on the market, and especially when they look like this. Let's continue with the hood. Underneath that there is no frunk, only a lot of electronic equipment. On top of the hood we have a different kind of element, a 5 badge, and it lights when charging. So the fuller the 5 is, the more battery power we have. Let's have a look into the practical aspects. I mean, it is a small car, but despite that, it still has a decent boot capacity of 326 liters. Here underneath there is some extra storage for cables, maybe 2 power cables and a tire repair kit, as for all EVs nowadays. Foldable seats split into 40 and 60, and the kind of partial shelf I love. But in this case, it's actually rubberized, so it's a bit more lean and easy to utilize than a lot of other cars, and it's very small, so I don't think they could have done any other solution for that. To be able to fold the seats, you pull a string here at the top side, and I couldn't fold it because the front seat is adjusted after my drive position, so you will have a hard time folding the seats because the back seat will be a bit too cramped for folding them from the rear. You need to adjust the front seats accordingly. Check out the interior and start with the front seat. I mean, it's a small car and you feel it. The seats are pretty short. You don't have that much of alignments. It's a manual seat. The only thing that's not manual is the lumbar adjustment, and it's only in a x-axis, so one direction. You can't adjust the height of it. Otherwise, you need to adjust the seat fully manual, and it's a comfortable seat, and it's a retro looking seat. It resembles the old iconic R5 seat, at least when you listen to how Renault describes it. And the interior as a whole is, I mean, it's modern, it's young, and this Techno version comes with the stuffed denim, jeans denim, on top of the dashboard and on the seats. So it's a mixed material setup with a lot of denim actually, and otherwise fairly hard materials, but it's a Renault first off, so it's not a premium car. And the second thing is that it saves weight and it's a cheap car. So there is no room for too much premium materials. It's more or less about making the cabin look good and look sporty, modern, and I would say young, because the R5 is really leaning towards the young audience. But I really like it here inside. I think despite having manual seats and being short and not adjustable for my thighs, doesn't give me that much of a leg support, it's still a comfortable seat. It has a dual screen setup powered by Google, so using Android Automotive. Here in front of the driver, a digital instrument cluster of 10.3 inch and a central media screen. This is a touchscreen of 10.1 inch. I like the layout of the screens. The graphics really suits the youngness and the design of the car's exterior and interior. And that's not always the case when it comes to software. I think they have matched it in a really good way. And it was a really good decision going for Android Automotive. I have done more detailed reviews about the system for the Scenic, etc. And I think this is one of the better ones. I mean, you don't have any overflow of functions and settings, but you have enough. And it's easy to use. Its usability is really great. And underneath the screen, there is 2 manual air ventilations, a control panel with physical buttons for controlling AC. So you adjust the temperature on the left side, defrog and defrost windows, etc. So all the climate settings is here. Underneath that to the left, you have the hazard lights, and to the right, wow, you lock and unlock the car. This is actually the first time I press it. Interesting sound. Underneath that, this is a misplacement. Feels like they designed the car and then when it was finished, they forgot the parking brake and they just took it from Renault Clio or something. So this is the park brake, and underneath that, 2 USB-C ports. A Qi charger in a very good position, rubberized, and to the left, a 12-volt outlet. Some storage compartments here, cup holders, non-adaptive, but still deep, so you can use it for bigger cups. If you have 2 small coffee cups, this will probably be a problem. Probably one of the world's smallest central storage compartments. I can barely squeeze in my hand in this one. But I mean, of course the car is narrow, so you can't put in too much stuff in here. Steering wheel, I think it looks exactly the same as in the Scenic and in the Renault Megane E-Tech. So it's a good steering wheel, haptic buttons, and you can feel some accents around it, so you can navigate without looking. And they are fixed, so they don't change their abilities. Let's test the back seat. This will be the first time, so front seat adjusted off to my driver position. This will be exciting. Looks a bit cramped. Yeah. Can I close the door? Yes. I mean, it's small. First off, the legroom. This is not meant for me. I'm 193 centimeters tall, or 6'4". Obviously, not the car for me. I will probably never in my life ride in the back seat of a Renault 5, but if I have to, it's still possible. I mean, I can barely squeeze my feet underneath the front seat. It's in the lowest position. I can, but it's really, you'll probably ruin your shoes. My knees are not touching the front seat because I need to have them at the sides of the front seat. When it comes to headroom, I mean, I can almost stretch out, so that's, I mean, pretty impressive. I'm still touching it slightly, but it's a okay position for such a small car. Individual headrests on all 3 positions, and I would say that this car is more or less a 4-seater. You can travel 5 persons in it. If you are small, 4 kids would be possible, but not 3 grown-ups. Material-wise, same materials as in the front. The seats are cushioned, but short, as you see. The hard plastics continues here at the back with the same layout. What you miss here is the central part does not consist of the jeans denim, and it's not cushioned, so hard plastics all the way down. There is no central armrests. I mean, there's probably no room for a central armrest since it's a bit too narrow. But all in all, a okay back seat for a car that's 3.9 meters. I mean, the back seat is not only for show, it is usable, but you don't buy this car because of the back seat. It's time to take it for a drive. I mean, this is, at least what I've heard, where this car really shines.
Yeah.
I mean, it's small, but even if it doesn't have that much of a power, it's still snappy and should be fairly direct to drive and steer. And as some premium cars has, I mean, despite being so small and cheap, it has a multi-link solution.
Rear
at the back.
suspension.
Suspension, yeah. So, and you feel that.
Yeah.
And we're gonna press it and floor it a bit. Gonna drive out on a bit of a quicker road. Is he? No. Perfect.
And it's actually fairly light, right?
Yeah, it's light. I mean, the big battery pack, 1,500 kilograms.
Yeah.
Curb weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so without the driver. For the small pack, just under 1,400 kilograms.
Okay.
So that's good for being EV.
Yeah, and pretty decent if you have 150 horsepower.
Yeah, I mean, and 150 is also, I mean, for being front-wheel drive, that's good. I mean, that's fully controllable. You won't get too much wheel spin and torque steering. It has a couple of different drive modes. It has a button here called multi-sense, as the other cars from Renault, and that's the way of toggling between the different drive modes. So it has comfort, eco, sport, personal, 4 modes, where personal is adjustable on the screen. So you can set the settings depending on what you want to have. And now engine is set to sport, steering is set to high, that's the steering effort or torque in the steering wheel, and the vehicle dynamics is set to sport. This means that it's a bit more fun, feels a bit more stiff to drive. It has traditional steel coils and dampening, so it won't affect the actual suspension. No. But the suspension feels well tuned. I mean, it's a nippy car to drive, and the steering is direct. Yeah, the steering is impressively direct.
It is.
You kind of feel the road, so it's not too numb, but it's not. I mean, some EV, premium EVs tend to be a bit disconnecting
Yeah.
from the road. This one does not give you that feeling.
No. And the suspension doesn't feel that harsh.
No, but it doesn't feel swampy or too
No,
soft either.
not either,
It's tight, and I don't hear any sounds at all.
No, not at all.
No,
It's fairly quiet.
it's fairly quiet. Yeah, it's really quiet.
Yeah, it is.
Of course, we're used to drive cars with panoramic glass roof.
Yeah.
So this one probably eats up a lot of the cabin noise.
Yeah, probably.
But I mean, we recently tested the Skoda Elrock. That was
Yeah.
the last car, and this feels more silent.
Yeah, it should be.
Should be. Why?
Should be.
Why should it be?
Because we can hear the difference.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. That
No,
fact.
I don't know, like technically it's more, I don't think technically it is more silent, or I don't know if it is.
No, but
more
it
silent.
but it feels
a lot
yeah.
more silent.
We're gonna find that out when we get this real press car, because then we have it for a week, and then we're gonna do a more proper testing. But the initial feeling is like this is good. I haven't looked at the Regen that much,
No?
but we heard that it has fewer settings when it
Yes.
comes to Regen, less flexibility.
Yeah.
Doesn't have any paddles for adjusting the Regen. You have the gear selector at the top, so we have 3 different control knobs or stalks here at the side. It's a bit messy.
It is.
Sometimes I tend to try to shift the gear with the mid one, and that turns on the windshield wipers. So that's a bit annoying. The last one is actually for adjusting the sound, and this is how Renault does it. I mean,
Yeah.
they have used this one as long as I can remember. Actually.
Many years.
Yeah, many years now, and I don't know if I like it or not, but in this car with a small cabin, I actually, by mistake, are hitting that stock and actually turning on the music with my knee.
Yeah. It's changing stations and
Yeah,
everything.
because the first times I thought it was like a software issue, but
Yeah.
because I didn't feel touching it. But obviously it's too close to my knee. Not perfect for such a small car.
No, it isn't. But you had 2 Regen mode, right?
Yeah, back to the Regen. 2 Regen modes. You switch the modes from the gear selector stock.
Yeah.
So you have kind of the same implementation as the Volkswagen ID cars.
Yeah.
One drive mode called D and one called B. And doesn't have an adaptive Regen. So now driving in B, let's put it in D, and D has some Regen,
Yeah.
but less Regen. It's not as aggressive as in B mode, so if we flip it over to B, it immediately gets a lot more braking power, more regenerative braking,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have any one pedal driving.
Doesn't?
No,
Okay.
so it doesn't come to a full stop. So when I try to stop it, I need to use the friction brakes
Okay.
manually, because it like coasts down to 10 kilometers per hour
Yeah.
and continues rolling. So that's a bit sad. I mean, this
Yeah. It
is the perfect city car.
It is.
So having one pedal driving would make total sense
Yeah. Would be optimal.
for the R5.
Yeah, it would. Like, especially because the Regen is pretty strong, right? Like decent and strong.
Yeah, I mean it's decent. It's a permanent magnet motor, and it's in the front, so it can provide you some good amount of Regen,
Yeah.
and it does.
And the Scenic, does it have one pedal driving? It doesn't,
I
right?
don't remember, but I think you have paddles to adjust the level of
Yeah.
Regen.
And you have a couple of different modes.
Yeah, so a couple of different modes.
So this one only have 2 modes.
2 modes, D and B.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like low or I would say the Regen is like medium and high.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the low setting.
Okay. Personally,
Yep.
I prefer full Regen, like one pedal driving, as
Yeah.
much Regen as possible, and I can adjust it by the pedal.
Yeah.
But I think it's easier to use like 2 modes.
Yeah.
I don't think you need more than that. I don't know about the coasting, because you could coast with your right foot still.
Yeah, sometimes it can be like easing to have coast functionality on some extended long range highway driving, because then it can be like liberating to like just let go of the accelerator and coast. But as you say, I also prefer like give me one pedal driving, let me adjust the region with my right foot.
Yeah, but you don't have any like real benefits of coasting in an electric car, right? It's still a permanent magnet motor, so it's still active. It doesn't have a gearbox.
Yes,
So it's just,
it still has magnets.
yeah, so still slowing down somehow, or it pushes a little bit electricity in the motor.
Yeah,
To keep
yeah.
the speed.
I mean, yeah,
So it would be the same if you have your foot on the pedal.
yeah. So you need to have induction motors actually for it to make really sense, because then you can turn off the magnetic field 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. The suspension feels so tight
Yeah.
without being harsh.
Yeah, we're driving pretty bad roads.
Yeah, and I think this may be one of the best Renault suspensions I have tried out.
Could be.
Because, I mean, it doesn't make any missed sounds.
No, not at all.
You hear that beeping sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the annoying EU-regulated speed limit warning. Renault has a special solution for that. As in the Scenic, they have a button most further to the left, just above your left knee, or almost exactly on top of my left knee,
Yeah.
because my left knee is almost touching it. If you double press that one, you activate something called My Safety personal settings. And that's your driving dynamic settings.
Okay.
So if you double tap that, it jumps into your mode.
Okay, nice. So you can
Yeah.
customize it then.
You can customize it, and you can turn off settings like the speed limit warning.
Okay. Nice.
So the bad thing, of course, is that it always jumps back to the car's standard settings when turning it off and
But
restarting
that's
the car.
Euro regulations.
Yeah,
right?
that's by law. It's a bit of a torque steering, but it continues giving.
It does. It pulls.
It doesn't stop at like 80, it continues. That's nice.
Yeah.
So it's actually plenty of power.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's perfect for this type of car.
Yeah,
It resembles like the old Renault 5 or hot hatches.
yeah,
It's not really big, powerful motors, but it's fun to drive. It's compact.
yeah.
It comes in 3 different versions, right?
Yeah, 2 different trim levels.
Trim levels, yeah.
Yeah, versions. First one, Evolution.
Yeah, and that's the base one.
Yeah, small battery, smaller motor,
Yeah.
less equipment.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's, but it's also pretty cheap.
The starting price is 349,000 Swedish crowns, or around 28,000 euros in
Yeah.
Germany. That's the base level. And at least here in Sweden or in Scandinavia, all trim levels include a heat pump, which is really good.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So all have heat pumps on a smaller battery on the entry level.
Yeah, on the Evolution
And a
version.
smaller motor also.
Yeah, and you don't have any backup camera.
No,
You
but
don't
yeah.
have any park sensors at the front. Only backup sensors.
Okay.
Yeah. And the next level is called Advanced.
Okay.
That's this car.
Yeah.
So then you have different rims.
Is it advanced or techno?
Sorry, Techno.
Okay.
Techno. That's right.
Yeah.
So Techno comes with also with parking sensors, but on top of that, a park-in camera, rear-facing park
Yeah,
camera.
backup camera.
Different interior clothing.
Yeah.
So you have this jeans denim
Yeah. With grey stitching.
with grey stitching. That's a nice touch and feel to it.
Yeah. But you also get the bigger battery
Bigger battery.
and bigger motor.
Yeah, 150 instead of 120
Exactly.
horsepower. Yeah, still a heat pump. So that's more or less
pretty
it.
much- Yeah.
And then you have the highest trim level called Iconic.
You also get the screens, right? The bigger screens.
It's kind
on
of a
the
different
Techno.
screen. Was it the mid screen is a bit bigger, or is it? Yeah, one of the screens
One
is bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
From Techno and up.
yeah, from Techno up. And Iconic is the highest trim.
Yeah.
Iconic 5 it's called. And
Exactly.
that one comes with the yellow interior.
Yellow interior.
Yeah, a really popping interior.
Yeah. Looks
Really
cool.
nice looking,
Yeah.
really uplifting actually.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, makes you smile. And
You also get some other rims.
you
Iconic specific
yeah,
rims.
still 18 inch.
Still 18 inch. All
But-
of them has 18 inch.
Yeah, but different design.
Yeah. And you also get a sensors in front and on the sides.
Parking sensors, yeah.
Yeah, parking sensors.
Yeah, so that's the addition, yeah. Still no more cameras, still only
No.
one camera.
One camera.
Rear facing. More interior lighting.
More interior light.
Because
Yeah,
on
back.
on this Techno version you don't have any interior lights at the back.
That's true.
But you have that on the Iconic
Yeah.
version. Yeah. So there's slight differences, and the top spec version costs 409,000 Swedish crowns.
Yeah, exactly.
Or 35,000 euros, I think,
Something like
in
that.
Germany.
And this Techno pack is like 1,000 euros cheaper.
Yeah, so
399.
between Techno and Iconic, 1,000 euro
Yeah, exactly.
approximately. And you actually get a nicer interior, some tech things. So I mean, it's a pretty worth package going for. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
It is for 1,000 euros.
yeah, I think so too.
But the cool thing is the base model
Mm.
has cooler rims. It's steel rims.
Yeah, steel rims, but they're like polished,
Yeah.
so they look good.
Yeah, they look really, really cool. Like
Yeah,
really retro.
Cool looking rims, and
Yeah.
I think they are the best looking rims.
Yeah, I think so also.
Yeah, and that's the entry level ones. So we'll try to summarize our experience with the R5.
Yeah.
I mean, we have been driving it both
Yeah.
for a while, and we are going to do a full review of it.
Yeah.
This is kind of a first review, initial review of the car, but we still think we got plenty of information, and I like the car.
Same. It drives a lot better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I mean, it's really fun to drive.
Yeah.
It's engaging to drive. It's small and it's light for being in EV.
Yeah.
And I mean, what do you think about suspension?
Suspension is great.
Yeah.
A lot better than I thought it would be. Like French cars are normally too soft or like spongy.
Yeah,
They're like leaning a lot.
yeah.
It's still not a hard suspension.
No, but not too much body roll.
No, it's a little bit, but it's like engaging. It does. It still absorbs the potholes,
Yeah.
and like it feels really composed and good.
Yeah.
Still being a little bit sporty.
And for being an EV, it's really, I mean, it gives you a contact with the road.
Yeah.
Both the steering wheel, but also the suspension.
And that's part of the multi-link rear suspension problem.
Yeah, and that adds some handling, but also like feeling to the car.
Yeah.
Because we have tried it on some curvy roads here.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's solid.
It is. It is really solid.
Yeah. And I'm actually surprised by the cabin noise.
Yeah. It feels really silent.
Yeah.
Now we haven't done a real highway speed test.
No. But
It's
we have tested up to 90 or 100 kilometers per hour
Yeah, we
approximately
on pretty bad roads.
on pretty bad roads.
So
And it's surprisingly silent
it is. It is. For being a compact car
in this price class.
in this price class.
Yeah, I think so. I think it will be able to beat a lot of more expensive cars
probably.
when it comes to cabin noise.
Yeah.
And comfort.
Yeah.
Because small cars, like normally, doesn't have that much of a comfort. It's noisy,
Yeah.
gets you tired when you drive it. Suspension usually isn't that good, but this is really checking those boxes.
It feels like a good complete package.
Yeah.
It's a small car, as you said, but it's for if you don't have any children, or if you need an extra car, second car, or like a city car. I think it's perfect. Like the handling of the car, it matches well with the looks, both interior and exterior.
It is a sporty looking car.
Yeah.
It's really refreshing to see it in person.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually getting happy when I see it, especially in yellow. I think it looks amazingly good in the yellow color.
I actually like this green also.
The green is also good. You should probably pick the green one.
Why?
And I the yellow one.
One each.
Yeah, one each.
Yeah. I like it's really a lot of metallic or pearlescent effect in it.
You don't see it on the distance.
No.
When you come close to it, it's kind of a deepness in the color.
Yeah, it really pops.
Yeah, it pops. I would probably go for the iconic version.
Probably.
I mean, it's only 10,000 Swedish crowns.
Yeah.
More expensive than the Techno version. About the rims, doesn't matter for me. I think both looks okay.
I will try to go for the cheapest one. Try to choose
The
them.
cheapest one, yeah.
Like from the steel rims.
Yeah, because those looks
They're
the best actually. Yeah.
They do.
But I would want to have the more popping interior colors.
Yeah, same.
Because
It suits even better.
yeah, it's just perfect.
Yeah.
And if you compare this one to the Hyundai Inster, which one would you pick? I mean, almost the same entry-level price. This is a bit more expensive.
Yeah, almost 50k.
Yeah, okay, it's a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's 4,500 euros.
yeah, in a difference. But the back seat in Inster,
It's amazing.
it's hard to believe. It's hard
It
to
is,
believe.
yeah,
I don't
it
know where the space comes from, but
No.
the shape of the cabin is different.
Yeah.
So you have a sick amount of headroom. Like, I don't remember, like 2 fists of headroom at the back.
Yeah, no.
It's like a minibus.
It's crazy.
This one does not have that.
No.
And the legroom is also different because if you go for the more expensive version of the Inster, you can actually adjust the position of the back seat, which makes it more practical.
Yeah.
So if you're after practicality,
Probably Inster.
Inster.
But this looks a lot better.
If you're after a car that looks good
Yeah.
and it's a bit stylish and you want to like be seen in,
Yeah.
this is the obvious choice.
But
Also driving dynamics.
yeah, of course.
You can't compare
But
them.
Inster is still a fun car. I really like Inster. I think
Yeah.
it's one of the best in its class.
It really growed on me.
But
Yeah.
that's a little bit shorter, right?
It's 3.8, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So only 10,
So
10 centimeters.
maybe at most. I think the difference is like 4 or 5 centimeters.
Yeah. But this looks a lot better, and it looks like a bigger car. It looks like a more complete car than the Inster.
I mean, this looks like a car.
Yeah, it does.
The Inster is a bit different.
Yeah. And don't be fooled by the 8 seconds 0 to 100.
No, that's quick.
Because electric cars, you can see 5 seconds, 6 seconds, and they're really fun, or even 3 or 4 seconds
Yeah, I
for
mean,
some cars.
15 years ago or 10 years ago,
Yeah.
8 seconds, that was a quick car. Do you think that's all for today? Do you have anything more to spill out, to share?
I don't think so.
No? I'm pretty done too.
Yeah.
Please share your thoughts, your comments below, and let us have a discussion about the Renault 5. What do you think? Which color would you pick? Would you pick this over the Inster? Let us know. And of course, share the video, give it a thumbs up, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. And as we always say,
Stay electric.
thank you for watching. Speak to you soon.